Okay, there we go. This should be better, hopefully. There we go. Okay, yes. Alright, I have the mic going. I'm sorry for any background sound. I do have to have my fan on to help cool down the computer. But yeah, okay. Let me lower this. Alright, so hi, welcome back to a Rio stream. We're gonna do a story time today. I have, since last week I didn't get to stream at all because I was, trying to do something for Carehero. I was trying to, set up like file sharing from the computer to the Steam Deck, and I ended up I don't know what I did, but I ended up messing up the computer to where I couldn't do anything. I couldn't pull up OBS, I couldn't even pull up Task Manager, anything like that. I like really messed up the computer more than it already is messed up, and so I didn't get to stream it all last week because of that. And luckily I ended up getting a Friday, Saturday, Sunday off of work. So we went to visit my sister, the Peaceful Garden, and her husband works in IT. So I brought my computer up to see if he could take a look at it. Luckily he couldn't fix the original issue with the computer, but he did get it back to how I had it before I messed it up even more. So we are back to our original scuff quality for our streams, but yeah, so I was able to at least get that kind of working. Pretty much I must have done something originally when I set up the computer, because I was having, I guess, some administrator issues or whatever. So I think when I originally set up the computer, I may have messed something up. So what I'm going to be doing is slowly transferring all of my files and back them up, and then I'm going to try and factory reset and see if that helps anything. If that doesn't help anything, then I'm just going to leave it at that and save up to get a new PC. So there's that. But let me go ahead and... So I'm just trying to find something real quick. Okay. Sorry. I'm multitasking again when I shouldn't be. Okay, so yeah, that's kind of where I've been. I messed up the computer, went to visit family, and now I've got the computer slightly back to, where it was before I messed it up even more. So, yeah. So I have a few stories to kind of go over. This is more like handful story time. So I'll get into the first story, which is the title of today's stream. Oh my gosh. Okay. So, sorry, I'm always, never organized. But anyway, so the first story of story time is, as the title says, I never want to work with this evil doctor again. So this was maybe 2 weeks ago now. So our hospital, veterinary hospital, we've been short-staffed for like 4 or 5 years now. Like, I don't think it's ever gonna go away. There is a national doctor shortage, I think both human and veterinarian, specifically veterinarian, and it's mainly due to the work-life balance, and because the veterinary industry and being a veterinarian is one of the highest suicide rates out there. So that profession has the highest rate for that. And so there is and has been a doctor shortage pretty much since the whole COVID stuff happened. So that's, just to give you a little background. So my hospital in particular has had struggled keeping doctors. So right now we only have one permanent doctor, and so she can't be, she can't work 7 days a week. She has her own life, her own family, and everything. So we, until like more doctors, want to work at our practice, we have been contracting with like our hospital doctor, basically. I'm trying to say things without saying things. So we hired a contract doctor. We worked with her. This was only our second time ever working with her. The first day that she was there, I wasn't there, but apparently everything was fine. Everything was perfectly fine. We had a good day, nothing out of the ordinary. And then I come into work and it's this new doctor, and I I didn't greet her. I just was like, hi. I'm kind of an asshole because I already don't trust new people. We've had a lot of issues, so I didn't properly introduce myself to her or anything like that. I was just like, hi, morning, how are you? And because I just, I'm just already under the assumption that this might not be a great day, because even though they said there was nothing wrong with her, I personally haven't had the best luck working with new doctors, contracted doctors, things like that. So, yeah, I already kind of went in there, with my shields up and everything. So majority of the day was fine. We didn't really have too many issues. I'm up at the front. I am the receptionist of the hospital. So I don't really have many interactions with the doctor, unless usually I do things like for our regular doctor, I do more front and back stuff. But when there's a guest doctor, I stay up front. I stay in my role. I don't really do anything other than my reception work. So, there's that. They made a few remarks throughout the day that made me a little irritated, because if you remember from my last story time, I had mentioned that the veterinary hospital that I work in is also inside of a retail store. And for some reason, this doctor kept addressing me as if I worked at the retail side, and I'm clearly dressed in scrubs working at the hospital. So yeah, that peeved me off a few times. She did it at least 4 times that day. And so that already strike one for the doctor. But other than that, everything seemed to be going pretty well. And we really didn't have any issues. The veterinary assistants, when they came up front, they, would roll their eyes at me and like, oh my gosh, they weren't having the greatest time. But as far as, things going smoothly, it was okay. We were getting patients checked in, checked out, things like that. So at least in that sense, everything was going fine. It didn't start going downhill until our last appointment of the day. So in our hospital, we are preventative care. We don't do emergencies. Very rarely do we do any kind of emergencies. We primarily focus on preventative care health. You go to your regular doctor for checkups and things like that. That's the kind of vet we are. We don't really take walk-ins, emergencies, things like that. So just to give you a preference. And so our last appointment of the day was a puppy, a husky puppy, a Siberian husky. They had found this puppy about a week ago. They did the whole, looking around, trying to see if they had owners. No one came forward. So they're claiming the pet as their own now and taking care. So they came into us to start preventive care health, and they were going to sign up on like one of our little healthcare plans. And so in one of our preventatives that we do, we check for heartworm disease, Lyme disease, and then another tick-borne illness called anaplasma, or anaplasmosis, something like that. And so this puppy came positive on the test. And so it was kind of faint, so we did it again to just confirm, make sure it's correct. So it came up positive again. And so this doctor, instead of so our typical protocol, like if it was our regular doctors, is we would make sure, the test is positive. We would run routine blood work and see what that looks like. And depending on the blood work, then we would want to send home medications. If the blood work doesn't look severe, if the pet doesn't look severe, typically what we do is we would treat the symptoms, or treat the illness and have them come back and do a follow-up. If it is something severe to where the pet is clearly in distress and and their blood work looks bad, yes, we would send you to an emergency, a pet ER, right away. This puppy had no signs of distress, no signs of lethargic behavior, no signs that they were chronically ill, nothing like that. We were in the back. I was playing with the puppy, giving him scratches, tickles, and all that. Completely alert, eating great at home, bowel movements, all that. Normal, totally normal. Nothing to the naked eye looked wrong with this puppy. And the puppy's age was probably anywhere between 4 and 7 months. So between 4 and 7 months old. Owners found the pet about a week ago, in that, from that time. And puppy energetic, eating well, all that. Came up positive for a tick-borne illness. And the doctor decided to go from 0 to 100 and start claiming they need to go to the ER right away and start blood transfusions and fluid therapy on all these things. And we're just looking at each other like, what the fuck just happened? So sorry, I have to cough and take a sip. I'm sorry. Oh, hold on. One second. Kitty, get out of there. You little shithead. She likes to eat tape, sorry. Let me reposition my bottle for 1 second. I'm sorry. Okay, sorry about that. I had to straighten my model out because I turned too much. But yeah, so this doctor, instead of, because they are not one of our regular doctors, instead of sending home medication and having them follow up with our regular doctor, she decides to immediately, they need to go to the ER, they need to do all these things, right? And because I went back there because I wanted to play with the husky. I love huskies, so I went back there to play with the husky. And so I'm looking at the nurses, they're looking at me, and we're like, what the hell just happened? What is this lady saying? And here's another disclaimer. We cannot go against the doctor. This is a really shitty thing, but as regular hospital staff, basically what the doctor says goes, unless there is there's very few instances where we can challenge the doctor and things like that. So we basically had our hands tied. We couldn't tell, the nurses tried. They did their best with what they can say and do, It's really shitty because when you work in medical profession, like, there's a lot of things you can and can't do in terms of like questioning your doctor and things like that. Like, if you know for sure it's malpractice, if you know for sure it's this and that, like, you know, it's just it's a fine line, and you have to teeter, and it's really a pain in the butt. But so just to kind of give you that, so the nurses, you know, they were already at their limit with this doctor, because the main nurse working with this pet. So like I said, she did the heartworm Lyme test and came back positive for the tick-borne illness. She ran it again. And we were also doing blood work at the same time. When the doctor saw that she ran the tests twice, she started asking, well, why are you, you know, asking, like, oh my gosh, like telling the nurse, like, why did you run that again? What does it matter to this doctor? She doesn't work here. Us, you know, running multiple tests, that's out of our pocket, you know, of the hospital, whatever, you know? It doesn't have anything to do with her. We want to be thorough, especially for something like that. And so, you know, there's already things like that the doctor has been saying, and like things like that. And so the doctor tells the nurses, like, you need to tell them to go to the ER immediately, all this stuff. And, you know, they're like, are you sure? Can we do this? And, you know, she's like, no, this is how, blah, 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 you know? And so they go talk to the owners and tell them this. And then I don't know, at one point, because I was going back and forth between reception and coming to the back, because I'm like, this is turning into a shitstorm, and I need to make sure if the nurses need anything, I can be there for them. So I was running back and forth. So in between the nurse talking to the owner about going to the ER, and me going up front, at some point the doctor decided that the puppy needed to be, quote unquote, humanely euthanized. That's really fucked up. So when the nurse came out, I'm not sure like at what point of the conversation the doctor decided this, but at some point when the nurse came out, told the nurse that the only option now, or I think what had, sorry, I'm trying to remember because it was like a week or 2 weeks ago. So I think what had happened was, in the conversation with the owner about ER, sorry, my throat keeps drying up because I haven't talked in a while. But I think what had happened was, as they were going over ER stuff, the owners were concerned about price, because they were under the assumption they had a healthy puppy. We were coming to start preventative care. Remember, you know, that stuff. They weren't ready to like spend hundreds of dollars. And so I think in that instance, hi Shira Luffy, how are you? I'm telling another work story about a nasty doctor that I worked with recently. Yeah, so in that conversation, the owners were like, we can't afford to go to an ER and spend hundreds of dollars. And so I think that's where the doctor was like, oh, okay, well then your only other option is to euthanize the pet. And so this is where it comes in, where it's kind of tricky, because even though all of us were like, that's a bad call, this pet does not look like it needs to be euthanized. That's because in our hospital, we don't do anything that would be considered a convenient euthanasia. That would be the very last option for the pet. And so this lady just jumped right to it. And the part where it sucks is because when the doctor went in to discuss humane euthanasia to the owners. I think she was fear-mongering them, because I don't think they would have euthanized if given the option to take home medication and do a follow-up. I think this doctor fear-mongered them and in a way coerced them to euthanize their dog, because otherwise the pet was healthy, was fine, was alert, was playing, eating fine, all that. And so in the process, the doctor ended up convincing them to euthanize. So while the doctor was talking to the owners, me and the nurses started calling our practice manager, and we're like, what the fuck do we do? This isn't right. Like, what do we do? What can we do? And basically, you know, the manager tells us the same thing. Like, if the owner and the doctor agree, there's nothing we can do. I don't like working. I need a new job. Like, some days I like it, some days I don't. Yeah. And so yeah, so we're talking to the practice manager, and we're like, how do we do this with a contracted doctor? Because she was only contracted for like 2 days to work with us. And so we're trying to figure out, okay, how do we... Yeah, that's the kind of doctor this was. She was definitely a money-hungry, most likely, doctor. There's a lot of things that I still have yet to get to, but yeah, this doctor was contracted to work for a couple days for us, and the worst doctor I've ever worked with in the last 6-7 years. Like, awful. And so I'll get more into her behaviors and attitude and all that. And yeah, so we're trying to figure out, what do we do? We haven't, because we haven't done that service in a while, and we're trying to like get everything figured out, because she's a contracted doctor. So we're like, how do we order up the medications? She doesn't have access to the controlled substances. Like, we're scrambling at this point, because she convinced the owner to euthanize this poor little puppy that did not need to be euthanized, and we can't do anything about it because the owners agreed. and so we're trying to figure these things out. The doctor is like, literally lifts up her hand like and taps her watch. I have to leave in 10 minutes. We need to get this done. And we look at each other like, what the fuck did this lady just say? You just convinced these owners to kill their dog, and now you need to leave in 10 fucking minutes? Excuse the fuck out of me. So yeah, so we're just like, we need to get this ordered up. You are not our regular doctor. You do not have access to get these medications out. So we are trying to figure that out. And like, she keeps making those remarks. Like, we're literally like running around like chickens with our heads cut off, because this has never happened. We've never had to euthanize with a contracted doctor before, because this has just never happened. And and she's just giving us attitude, and I will say, we did our damn best not to snap, we snapped a couple times, but like not to go off on this lady, to save our jobs and save our butts. But we did snap at her a few times, because oh my god, in that instance where she convinced yeah, can we euthanize the human? Yeah. In that instance where she convinced them to, I'll say euthanize, but I honestly feel she killed that dog. That dog did not need to die that day. And so when she convinced them to kill the dog, and we're like in that moment, she just like suddenly turned into a giant bit, like even more of a bitch, and just was like, I have to leave, I gotta go, we gotta get this done, and like looking at the nurse like, come on, talk to me, what are you doing, come on. And we're like, we're trying to get this set up because we don't do this. And yeah, so, and here's another thing. So this lady is old as shit, and apparently blind as fuck. So I walked back there a few, like throughout the day when I walked into the back of the hospital a few times, I noticed that the computers she was working on were like magnified times 1,000, and I just was like, huh, that's kind of weird. I literally didn't even put two and two together until I found out that she's blind as fuck. Yeah, so when they were putting in the catheter for the euthanasia, and when she went to put in the medication, the Euthazol, she couldn't find the port in the catheter. She kept missing it because she's fucking blind. Oh my god. Yeah, and like I'm probably missing some things because we were all shaking in anger that day. I just, like, I've never dealt with that kind of thing before. I've never had, like, we've had a few instances where, like, I felt that the owners were neglecting the pet, like it was negligence, and I feel like the doctor should have reported it. Like, we've had instances like that, but I have never had witnessed a doctor like make that shitty of a call and like essentially, like, I feel like she killed the dog. Like, that dog didn't need to die. The owners could have literally just taken home medication and followed up. The dog wasn't severely ill or anything, and then she was just like, the whole, like, she was just so like disconnected. Like, I know you have to disconnect to some extent in this line of work, because especially if you do ER, if you do like oncology, things like that, like, you kind of have to disconnect because you do see a lot of death in those positions. But she was so far gone from reality. I've never witnessed that. And when the pet was on the table and the nurse was holding the pet, waiting, you know, for his heart to stop, the doctor was yelling at the nurse to record the medication, and so she's looking around for something to write with as she's holding the dog, and she's like, he's not going anywhere. And me and the nurse locked eyes like, are you fucking serious right now, Miss Bitch? I don't know how we didn't lose our jobs that night, because that was the hardest, like, yeah. And then, yeah, there are positions where you have to do, like, yeah, animal experimentation and stuff like that, but then that's, you know, other lines of jobs. But yeah, and so my mind just, every time I think about it, just like, I've dealt with so many rude people, so many assholes, so many like shitty owners. I've had doctors that made bad calls before, but I've never seen a doctor that fucking like detached from reality. Like, old as hell, blind as fuck, doesn't give a shit, kill your dog, I gotta go, 10 minutes. What the hell? And like belittling all of the staff the whole time. Like, But luckily, because like we all were like in such shock and anger and like I think we were all on the brink of like crying from anger, and we all talked to the manager the next morning. She guaranteed us she will never hire this lady ever again. She warned, she talked to her boss, and she warned all of the other hospitals in the area about this lady. So on a good note, she will never work. I will never have to work with her. Sorry. I will never have to work with her again. But that was like such a messed up experience. Like, just awful. And like the whole day of the next day, because I had to work the next day, like I was on the brink of crying just because like being there and remembering how frustrating it was, and the fact that that poor little puppy literally didn't need to die that day, and it just can't get over it, and it just fucked me up. And oh man, like I just, yeah, I have like no words. Like I'm probably missing a few things from that day, but like it's just awful lady, awful experience. I hope we never hire anyone like that ever again. Because I told my boss too, I was like, before I knew that she will never work there again, I was like, I will never work with that lady again. And she's like, you don't have to, because she's never coming back. Oh my gosh. And yeah. So that's luckily that was about 2 weeks ago, so I've had time to process it and like get over it, but geez Louise, that was rough to go through. Yeah, never dealt with anything like that before. Definitely a first, and hopefully a last. Cause next time I won't hold my tongue. And I will leave. I will yell at them, I will tell the owners this is bullshit, and I will leave and probably lose my job. So yeah, because I don't think I could ever be quiet again after witnessing that. That was just too fucked up. But yeah, so that was that story time. A couple other updates before I go into like other little smaller stories too. Last week, the week before, last time I streamed, I was talking about how I asked my boss for a raise for the first time ever in any place I ever worked. This is the first time I ever asked for a raise. And I talked to my manager a couple days ago, and yeah, I would work on humans over working on pets. But I think I want to get out of medical in general. I don't think I ever want to work in the medical field ever again. If I could ever get out of this job and find another job, I never want to work in the medical field for humans, animals, or what have you. Because it's too much, it's too stressful. But yeah, so I asked for a raise a couple weeks ago, talked to my talked to my manager a couple days ago, and so this is no fault to my manager. She's awesome. She really, really tried. But unfortunately, her boss basically said I'm still within like I forgot what word she used, but like basically I can't get a raise. And she said that the only way I could get like a bigger raise, because like, you know, every year you get like a, you know, a merit increase, but like I asked her for a livable wage adjustment, because obviously we're all going through some shit right now, and so I asked for, you know, just a livable wage increase. And I was denied that, and they basically said the only way I can get a higher merit increase is if I go above and beyond and do like be perfect at my job, basically, where that's basically impossible because there's just like my goal just isn't, it doesn't seem as realistic as they claim it is to be. So pretty much, yeah, no raise, no like adjustment, livable wage adjustment for me, and so that was kind of disheartening, but it is what it is. So I'm just gonna focus more on coming here and streaming versus trying to work my ass off at work and it not paying off. So yeah. Oh, that's interesting. Play a game where you experiment on humans to turn them into insects? Do you remember what it was called? That sounds interesting. I might have to take a look-see at that one. But yeah, so there's that unfortunate news. Also, there has been no conclusion to the last story time about the workplace vomiter. No idea. Nobody's really bothered us about it anymore. My manager had a talk with the person that was kind of harassing me, and everything seems to be okay. But I don't know what happened with that. So, yeah, no conclusion with that. Code closer. Okay, interesting. I'm gonna make a note to look up code closers. Okay. Yeah, so I don't know what happened with that whole yeah, if you want to spoil, that's fine too. But yeah, and then the other work stories are just some really shitty like owners, the clients, and it's it's always the same kind of people too. So I either get really old grumpy old ladies or really mean men. So the two that I had recently, ooh, he turns her into that. Oh, nice. Okay, that sounds really intriguing. Okay, hearing that, I definitely gotta look it up later and maybe see if I can get it. But yeah, so I had some really shitty people recently that were like super mean for no reason. Cause like if you guys, you know, watch me on stream and you kind of have probably a gist of my personality. Like, I'm generally nice to everyone unless you're mean to me. Like, I will do my best to be nice to you and help you out. And for some reason, some of our clients like to just take advantage of my niceness and be complete and total dicks to me. And so I had a couple of guys recently. One was a little absurd because it's like he should know better because he works in the medical field too. So this guy came in, him and his wife have two other pets that come to us regularly, and they got a new one, and so they brought that new one in for its checkup to get it set up on preventive care stuff and all that. And usually it's the wife that does everything, but he came in this time. And he's an ER nurse, a human ER nurse, so he should know better how to treat people in the medical field. But no, he was the meanest guy I have had in a long time. He was mean to every single person, complaining about prices, complaining about the preventive care stuff. It's like, dude, your other dogs have been on this for years. How do you not get this? And because he was so upset, he was yelling at everybody. Any other client or patient that was in the lobby, he was like telling them like, don't come here, their Yelp review is like a 1-star, and their preventative care services are a contract, and and my manager had to come out and take him in a room and talk to him. I was like, damn, dude, like what like, how do you live being mean 24/7? Like, how? I don't get it. Like, when I'm mean to people, I feel guilty. Like, how does he not have any guilt? Like, ugh, so stupid. I wish we had some AI doctors. I would, you know, if I could be like an AI receptionist, like if they could just put Rio on the monitor and I can just be the receptionist from home, that'd be awesome. What if I start the first ever VTuber doctor's office? That would be really funny. Hi, I'm Rio. Welcome to your appointment. I'll be your VTuber this afternoon. Do you want some moe moe Q on your boo boo? Oh jeez. But yeah. And then the other guy that was really rude, he was like nice mean. If you guys have ever come across like anyone like that where they're like nice but then mean at the same time, that's what this client was. They were super nice mean and then complained about everything, and then like were really obsessive about their pet. Like the owners that I don't like are the ones that are like super codependent and obsessed with their pet, like to the point where it's, you know, it's not normal. Like, you know, I'm not normal, but that's not normal, you know? Like, they take it to the extreme, and like every little detail about their pet. Like, I have this one lady, she knows how many times her cat pees and poops in the litter box. Bitch, I couldn't tell you. I got 3 cats, 2 litter boxes, no idea who pees and poops in what. Couldn't tell you. But yeah, I've had some really shitty people lately, and that sucks because they just, you know, a lot of time, like when it's one after another, it weighs you down. Like, so much negativity in one day or 1 week, and it's, yeah. I need a new job. Anyone hiring? But yeah, over the weekend, we got to go visit my sister, the peaceful garden. I took a video of her garden and some pictures, so when I have some time, I'm gonna edit that, and then I'll do a stream where I like take a tour of her garden. So yeah, so it was really fun. Got to see my nephew, they got to see baby Kana, we got to spend some time with them, got to see my dad and everything, so it was really nice. We were there because I wasn't sure if I was gonna get any time off until baby Kana's birthday, but luckily I ended up getting a whole weekend off, so we got to go visit. They're about like 2.5, almost 3 hours away from us, so it was nice to take a little trip up there and visit. Yeah, so I'll try and put together a little video and do a little like watch me take a tour of the peaceful garden. We also did, yes. So with my nephew, it's a little different. My nephew has autism, and so he has an iPad to communicate, and then he has like his entertainment iPad. So it's a little different because he's neurospicy, so he's just now getting the ability to talk. So he can say a couple words right now, but he mostly communicates through like an iPad that has like the speech stuff on it. And then he's really cool. He watches a lot of Disney movies, and so like if there's a movie on their TV playing, he can find the movie and the exact second on his iPad and sync them up. Like, he's really smart in like that kind of sense. But he has like his like because you know, a lot of people on the spectrum have like different like tics and like little obsessions and things like that. So he has on his iPad, he likes specific like frequencies and like specific like sounds and things like that. And so he like plays things over and over because it's like the specific way it sounds or the frequency. He's really cool. He's such a cool little guy. But yeah, he uses the iPad a lot to communicate. But yeah, and Baby Con is probably gonna end up being an iPad kid. It's so hard because like before I had him, I was like, yeah, no devices, none of that, and then you know we put on like Miss Rachel and stuff, and we're like, I just need a second to myself. And yeah, it's so hard. Like you tell yourselves, oh, it's so easy, we're not gonna do it, and then you have a kid and you're like, oh my god, no wonder everyone has iPad kids. yeah, definitely not the brain rot stuff, because they have like parental controls and like they monitor what he watches and everything like that. So right now it's all actually kid-friendly stuff. None of the brain rot stuff. Although you never know when that's gonna happen. We sorry, I'm eating a chocolate. We went to Spirit Halloween, me and my sister, and they I had just, because we were talking about that, all the brain rot stuff, and I was like, oh, did you hear about the Skibbity Toilet movie that they're making? And she's like, I don't even know what that is. And so I had to tell her the lore of Skibbity Toilet. and she's just cracking up laughing about it. And we go to Spirit Halloween, and we were joking on the way there. We're like, haha, it'd be so funny if they had a Skibbity Toilet costume. And sure enough, they had one. I was like, no fucking way. No. I don't watch it. I'm just very aware of it because I watch Meat Canyon, and he did a whole video on it. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? I don't comprehend it. I don't watch it. It's like, it goes over my head. I'm like, it started out as like a silly sound, and then someone made, was it Team Fortress? Is that the what they use as like the base or something like that? And then I don't get it. I'm just aware of it. Yeah, I'm just aware of it. I don't know. Meat Canyon on YouTube, he did a whole deep dive on it, and I'm like, this is fucking stupid. But yeah, that's the kind of brain rot that's out there. I was like, wow. But yeah. So yeah, they had a few costumes that were, like, from, like, like, online, what do you call them? Really? Oh, okay. Well, that makes a little bit of sense then. But yeah, they had a Pomni, which is also from, like, an online video series thing. It's a little circus clown lady girl thing. Carehero really likes her, and so I was like, oh, look at that, you could be that for Halloween. But yeah, I just see a lot of because I go on, I watch a lot of TikTok, so I see a lot of I get a lot of parent TikToks where like the mom's trying to be cool and talking to her kids, and she's like, Skibbity Toilet Riz. Because I'm like, I don't know all these new fads and lingo. I'm like, I'm just trying to survive. Oh, I love Hello Kitty. I love Hello Kitty. I used to be obsessed and had like a lot of stuff, like all of the My Melody characters. Cinnamon Roll and Karumi are my favorites. I really need to tell that Stream Elements bot to stop doing that one, because that one needs to be updated. I need to go on Stream Elements and update everything. But yeah, I like all the My Melody characters. They have a Hello Kitty park? Is it the one in Japan or is there one here in the US? Okay, Stream Elements, we get it. I want to, so we're seriously yeah, I know they have a bunch of stuff in Japan. Me and carehero are gonna, like, once we get like some of our debt paid off, we want to seriously save up, and we're hoping by the time baby Kana's maybe like 5 or something like that, we could take a trip to Japan while he's still small, and go enjoy like all the theme parks and stuff. Yeah, so we want to go to Japan with baby Kana. Hopefully in the next 4 or 5 years would be ideal. If not, we'll just, you know, when we can eventually. But yeah, and then we can, that'd be like so cool, because then we could take all kinds of videos and yeah, all kinds of things. We go to all the cafes. It would be so awesome. I really want to go to Korea too. I mostly want to go to eat everything. Now that it's almost Halloween, we got some Halloween candy, and so that's what I've been snacking on. I got Reese's Cups. Hello Kitty Land. Yeah, I want to go. I want to go to Hello Kitty Land. And then, speaking of baby Kana's birthday, so we have a couple months left until baby Kana's birthday, and I want to. Oh, okay. That makes sense. They like, I see a lot of like Hello Kitty content from like Chinese creators too, so that makes sense. If I can do it, I am hoping to plan a baby Kana birthday party stream. I'm not sure when I'll do it. It might end up being after his actual birthday, just because the because his birthday is right after Halloween, and the week before his birthday we're going to my cousin's wedding, and it's really cool because it's a Ren Fair theme, and and then the next weekend we're going to my family's, because we're gonna do Halloween and baby Kana's birthday party. So it's probably gonna end up being after his actual birthday, but I really want to try and do like a birthday stream for him, so yeah, there should, oh, huh, interesting. I gotta look that up to see if there's one. Hi Rema, thank you so much, you're so awesome. have a good drawing session. Oh, and I hope you had fun at the anime convention. Those pictures look really cool. But yeah, so I'm gonna try and do a Baby Kana birthday party. It'll most likely be like the beginning of November. So I want to try and set that up. And also, if you aren't subscribed to my YouTube channel, I just put out my very first like roleplay ASMR video, where if you guys, I don't know if you remember. I think it was like maybe it was 2 years ago now. I made a like secondary character named Raven, and I ended up never doing anything with her. She was gonna be like an alternative VTuber character, but I ended up not doing anything with her, so I used her as the like the person that's doing the ASMR roleplay. So I put that on YouTube. It, I think, premiered this morning. I set it up to like schedule out and all that. So that's on there. I think if I can do that more often, because that'd be fun. It's something I can do offline, just read scripts and edit those. Because I actually had fun doing that one, so yeah, I'm gonna try and do more of those, because I don't really have that much content on my actual YouTube channel. It's all on my VOD channel. So I need to like put actual content out on the regular one. Yeah, so that was the main story time for today. A couple of the updates. I'm tired. So yeah, hopefully when I get everything moved over and backed up on the computer and I reset it, do like a factory reset, we'll see if that helps anything. Because the way it's working now prevents me from doing a lot of things, because it just runs so slow and it's so laggy. So I don't know. I tried like several hundred different things to try and fix it, and that never did anything, and my IT brother-in-law couldn't figure anything out, so if he doesn't know what I did, I don't think anyone does. So yeah, we're just gonna try and get it to work a little bit better, and then eventually save up to get a better computer. But yeah, I'm tired. Very tired. Very, very, very tired. Oh, there's an ad break. I wonder if anyone can hear me. Ha ha, la la la, blah 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 rah rah rah. Scooby Dooby, Scooby Dooby, Scooby Dooby, Scooby Doo. I haven't watched any like actual TV too in forever. All we do is watch baby stuff. Yes, kitty cat, yes. I know, you're meow 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 meow, woof woof woof. Oh, another thing too. So like, because I feel like with the way my computer sucks right now, I'm like, I want to get a manager, but I don't know how to like go about, like, how do I ask the internet how to get a manager or someone that wants to donate their time to help me? I'm like, there's just so much stuff to do. Oh, Disney. Oh yeah, Hello Kitty's been around for a long time. Stream Elements, you need to shut up. I need to disable that. Yeah, Hello Kitty's been around for a long ass time. I'm not surprised Disney didn't collab with them either. Yeah, we're getting a Daiso store out here, and they always have like a lot of Hello Kitty stuff at their stores. So as soon as that's built, I'm gonna go and like take a video of the store, and then I can post that on YouTube on everything that they have. It's like my favorite little, like, it's basically like Japan's Dollar Tree, essentially, is what it is. But it's like my favorite store every time, because we don't have one out here. This will be the first one. So every time I would go visit my family, I'd always stop out at the Daiso over there, and I always come back with like $100 worth of stuff. I'm like, I didn't mean to do that. But they always have a lot of Hello Kitty themed things. I got I got a cinnamon roll and a kurumi drinking cups from there, and all kinds of things. But yeah, it's fun. I like it. It's a nice store. My kitty cat. Where'd my cat go? Why'd she meow? I am super tired, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. I know, I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna stream for a long time, and then I'm just like, oh man, we're barely an hour in, and I'm like, I'm ready for a nap. I woke up early this morning because baby Kana woke up early, and I want to let carehero sleep a little longer so that way they can watch baby Kana while I stream, and I probably should have just had them watch baby so I could rest more. Yeah. But, hi kitty. Yes, I know. You got food and water. You're silly goose. Yes, you are. You're so silly. Silly Billy. Yeah. What was I gonna say? I forgot. Yeah. Oh, also, because my next stream will be on Sunday, because I was originally, before I broke the computer even more, I was originally gonna test out streaming on TikTok. So I think I'm gonna do that this Sunday, is do a test TikTok stream, because I was supposed to do that last time and then I broke the computer. So yeah, so Sunday, instead of streaming on here, I'm gonna try streaming over on TikTok. So look out for that. I have no idea how streaming on TikTok really goes. So we're gonna learn together. I don't think it's that different, because I have the, I figured out how to get the setup done, but we'll see, because like actually streaming on there, I don't know. Like maybe I'll just sit there and be like an NPC, because those were really popular for a while, and yeah, we'll see how that goes and test that out. But I'm tired. Oh, let me take a sippy of water. I've been really bad at drinking water lately. I really need to try and drink more. I've mostly been just drinking coffee, and I know that's not good, but I can't help it. Coffee is delicious. Oh, my poor stream. You're struggling, I know. Now my phone's being stupid. Hey, stop it. I said stop it. Oh, no, it's fine. let me do a be right back real quick. Let me put a be right back on my face. Do 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 do. Oops. There we go. Okay, I will be right back. Okay, sorry about that. Sorry it took so long. So I think I actually have to end the stream here. I just gotta, baby Kana needs me right now, so sorry for the short stream. So I will see you guys again on Sunday. And we're gonna do a TikTok stream on Sunday, so look forward to that. But yeah, sorry for a short stream today. But I'm glad I at least got to stream. Glad it worked. The computer worked enough to where I can stream. But let me go ahead and let me see who I can send us to raid. I really don't like the way the new Twitch mobile app is. It's really annoying the way it updated. Um, but I want to see who I'm following. Let's see. Um, okay, let's do this. And sorry, my keyboard's all the way over here. And it's okay. I think I did it right. Yes. Okay. So I'm gonna send us over to Miwa. She looks really cute. And looks like she's having a comfy cozy time right now. So let's go ahead and go over there. I'll see you guys on Sunday. Sorry for the short stream, but I appreciate you for hanging out with me. And we'll see you later. Alright. Bye bye. Matane.